Today, hundreds feared dead as 140-mile-per-hour winds and rain hit the Indian Ocean territory of Mayotte. Apocalyptic scenes with homes completely destroyed and electricity, water and internet connections all down. And several hundred people are now believed to have been killed in the cyclone which hit the French Indian Ocean island of Mayotte. Winds of more than 140 miles per hour and heavy rain battered the territory, causing widespread devastation. The local authorities gave an update on the scale of the disaster in the last few minutes. The storm has now hit Mozambique. Nick Johnson reports.
Winds of more than 140 miles per hour batter the French island territory. It's thought to be Mayotte's worst cyclone in a century. Islanders take shelter in any way they can. It takes 3 people to keep the door closed from the power of the storm. There's nothing left here, this man says. Most of the archipelago's 300,000 inhabitants live in shanty towns. Tens of thousands have lost their homes. Electricity and water supplies have been affected and internet services are down. A local firefighter said even buildings built to withstand earthquakes have collapsed. The French government has sent a military transport plane with supplies and emergency workers. The French Prime Minister, François Bayrou, who's only been in the job since Friday, has held an emergency meeting in Paris.
What matters isn't only the short term and the rescue and help we can provide, but also the medium term with the supply of water and food, in particular for sensitive facilities, including prisons and detention centres.
A combination of severe damage, an impoverished population and isolated location mean Mayotte's death toll is expected to rise. Nick Johnson, BBC News.
At least 11 people have died and hundreds more are injured after a powerful cyclone swept through the French territory of Mayotte in the Indian Ocean. The most powerful cyclone to hit the region in almost a century has now made landfall on the east coast of Africa, and aid agencies are warning of more loss of life in Mozambique. Graham Stothard has the latest.
On islands already struggling with extreme poverty, weather straight out of a Hollywood disaster movie. Except this was only too real. With wind speeds topping 135 miles per hour, all people on the French overseas territory of Mayotte could do was seek shelter as Cyclone Chido rolled over their island home, flattening entire neighbourhoods, uprooting trees, killing at least 11 people, injuring more than 250. The French Interior Minister has warned those figures will rise, saying we must be able to go into the field to inspect the rubble, to inspect this precarious housing that has been totally destroyed. But this toll will surely take days to be able to conclude. We fear it will be heavy. The European Council on Refugees and Exiles estimate 40% of the island's houses are made up of makeshift shanties. The French government say none of them will have made it through unscathed, and they've sent emergency personnel over to help. While concerns here now turn to food supplies, shelter, fresh water and sanitation, the cyclones made landfall on mainland Africa, with many more lives set to be impacted in Mozambique, Malawi and Zimbabwe, just as they have been in Mayotte. Graham Stothard, ITV News.